Let's hear from Jacob in Cambridge on that very subject. Go on, Jacob.
Hi, I'm 18, and on a Friday night I go to Winchester with my friends for a drink. I mean, I know the rules, and so do they, but seriously, they're rolling down the barrels of beer down there because we do like to knock it back. Now, you can say we're doing it wrong, but we all work hard at school and we achieve quite well, and we eat lots of sandwiches after drinking, and you know, we're just 18-year-olds. We're working hard. We contribute to our society. We don't do damage to public places. And we want to do well for the country and the citizens.
But you're doing damage to yourself, don't you know that?
Well, I may be doing damage to myself, but, I mean, if you think I'm doing it wrong, then that's your decision. But, I mean, if your wife makes you a sandwich, my wife makes me a sandwich, it's like, if you think that's the right thing to do to tell someone what to do, then that's your opinion. But
I do think it's my duty as older and wiser, I think, than you, to tell you that binge drinking at the age of 18, after to coin a phrase or to quote you, a hard week at school, is frankly absurd. And you'll be lucky if that binge drinking on Friday nights doesn't become binge drinking on Saturday nights as well, and then a bit more on Sunday, and then a bit more on Monday, though you might chill on Monday, as the song says, and start all over again on Tuesday. That's the danger. Don't you know it's addictive, Jacob?
Well, have you ever watched the show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I certainly have not.
Well, in that show there was a character, and he often refers to teenagers in a really, really bad way, and it seems to be that you're telling me that it's like I'm a bad person because I enjoy to drink a little bit on the weekend. I mean, I do work hard.
Well, you didn't say a little bit, Jacob. You said they're rolling out the beer bottles because you're really hammering it.
But there's a lot of us there. I mean, if you think that what I'm doing is wrong, that's your opinion, but who are you to tell me what to do?
Well, I first of all, I'm here to tell you what to do as a responsible adult. And I suspect maybe you haven't been told at home the dangers of this because you're so sanguine about those dangers. Secondly, I happen to be an elected member of Parliament which has to pass laws which govern the way in which alcohol can be sold and consumed in the country, and I have a view about that. And my view is the same as the government's chief medical officer, that children under 15 should not drink any alcohol. Indeed, I'd say children under 18 shouldn't drink any alcohol. And I'm not even sure that I'd let an 18-year-old like you hammer it on a Friday night after a hard week at school.
Well, okay, I respect that you've got into Parliament. I want to study government politics. I'm studying government politics, but at the end of the day, Candle Jack!
Well, you see, the alcohol's done a great deal for him. Here's Bud in Glasgow. Go ahead, Bud.
Hi, George.
Hi, sir.
I just want to say I'm from Glasgow. I'm from Maryhill.
Yeah.
I say I'm no stranger to the issue of underage drinking. I have a 13-year-old son, Jet, and he's been drinking for years. I won't tell you when he started. Well, to be fair, I don't know when he started. But I sat down with him when I discovered this, and we managed to figure out that by the time he's 18, if he carries on at this rate, he will have drunk over 9,000 bottles of beer. He likes, you know, the beer.
I don't believe that. I don't know why are these cranks phoning up tonight when we're discussing this really serious subject. The man who's just been on has sent a plethora of emails making the same absurd point, and then we had Jack, the 18-year-old boozer who appeared to be married and had an awful deep voice for an 18-year-old. Here's Owen in Leicester. Go ahead, Owen.
Hi, I've just got to say, I'm a student at the moment, and I find I don't drink myself. I'd much rather just stay in and play Battletoads and go out and have a drink. But
you'd rather stay in and play what?
Battletoads. It's a game. Anyway, like the point is, I find that even when I'm with people who do drink, they remain very erudite people, and like maybe it's just that they're more in moderation than other people. But also, I find I've never really had an intelligent conversation with someone who watches Big Brother.
What? There's obviously a coordinated campaign by cranks tonight to disrupt the show. That was Owen in Leicester, and we had Jack, and we had someone claiming to be phoning from Maryhill, but he was far too stupid to be phoning from there. Here's Dan in Shrewsbury. Go ahead, Dan.
Hello. Me and my ex had my daughter Stephanie 8 months ago, and now she's making me pay maintenance, although her and her family are not letting me see my child. I mean, how can you justify that?
Well, I don't have to justify it. It's not me that's stopping you seeing your child. Well, we're definitely under whatever the radio equivalent of cyber attack is tonight. Let's take a call from Peter in Inverness. Go ahead, Peter.
Hello, George.
Hi, sir.
Well, my father basically, when he found out my mother was pregnant with me, left her. Had nothing to do with her, had nothing to do with me. Refused to pay, any kind of support whatsoever.
When was that, Peter? What decade are we talking about?
That was 1989, right at the end of 1989.
Okay.
And it's just basically ridiculous. I feel that I'm owed, and there's people coming on here, like one caller who said that he wanted, he said he didn't feel he had to pay because he's not getting access.
He wasn't getting access, yes.
So that's not the issue here. It's a very serious issue, and why so serious? It's because, there are children whose lives are being destroyed by this. And I know that if I had a son, then, well, I'd make every effort to try and see him, no matter, what carry-on it was, no matter how wayward he was. I'd just say, carry on, my wayward son.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do about this. I need real callers, so if you're out there and you're real, would you call me? Because the quotient of cranks tonight is becoming a serious concern. I've worked out what's happening in a blinding flash, Eureka. There's an effort being made to get the number 9,000 on the air as often as possible tonight. You'll remember Jet, that was the son of the fellow in Maryhill who'd drunk 9,000 bottles of beer. And here's another idiot, James, who says over 9,000 fathers leave their children and wives every year. 9,000 keeps popping up on the emails and the text. So let me say 9,000, 9,000, 9,000, and can we have an end to the foolishness? And let's have some serious debate. Heaven knows there's enough to debate. Here's Brian in Glasgow. Go ahead, Brian.
Hello, George. I'm just calling to say I agree with what you said about fast food advertising and drink, that both these forms of advertising should be banned the way it was done with tobacco in the past.
Yeah, I mean, what's the case against that? What's the case against banning alcohol ads, against banning junk food ads that are hooking our children on things that are going to kill them?
Exactly. I think there's not enough advertising in the other direction, explaining to people just how bad these things can be for them. I think there are ways that this could be done, very simple ways. It's simple. Kill the Batman.
Well, I'm going to leave that hanging in the air.